a chair and join me today. Out in my workshop, I'm tinkering away. Wanda above staring down on me. Wonder what my next project will be. Working on my Johnson, my Mercury Mark 10. Firing up my StarCraft to fish again. Grab your friends and your dog is too, to watch Tim's Workshop on my YouTube. Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. On the Johnson TD20 again, carrying on with the next step on restoring this old vintage motor. What I did is I went through and I cleaned all the lower unit parts. Got them in a tray here. Got the gears, got the water pump, got the fitting for the oil seal for the prop shaft. Got all that cleaned up. I'll hit it with some WD-40. I need to blow off the water off of it. I also cleaned the lower leg. Got it all cleaned up. Used Simple Green. I used Simple Green. Used a brush, Scotch-Brite. Got it all cleaned up here. Ready to go. It's going to have to be repainted. The whole motor will have to be repainted. But we're not doing that right now. We're just trying to get everything back together. So we got that stuff ready to go. I got a new seal to put in. Grease seal, which will go in here. I'm just going to use a socket and drive it in. I think that'll be fine. Somebody brought up on I got on the old outboard forums, right? Asking people about this and that, you know. Actually trying to find a tool to get that other seal out, but so far, no luck. And I'm not going to even worry about that seal for now anyway. I don't think that's leaking. I think what's leaking is the prop shaft seal. One guy, he said that the prop shaft and the gear shaft are not the same size. I looked at it and I'm going, well, they look like the same size to me. So what I did is I got my micrometer out, right? Got it set on 0. Yep, still set on 0. And right where the oil seal goes is where you see the wear. So we'll just go above that. We don't want to measure the wear area. Oh, the gear shaft. This is the prop shaft. We're going to measure it too, though. So we're going to measure the gear shaft and see what the outside diameter is on this thing. Okay. Let's see. We got 484. And this is the same, 484. So anyway, the prop shaft and the gear shaft, they're the same size. And then the seal, you would have to actually, this is beveled, the seal you'd actually have to push on it to get it to fit over this, okay? So that's going to fit nice and snug. It's got a spring that's around the seal that keeps tension on that seal. So I'm just getting into this, getting everything cleaned up, ready to go, to put back together. But like I said, the first thing we're going to work on is getting the flywheel off. And the main reason to get the flywheel off is to change out these. I don't know if you can see how bad this is, but see that? It's exposed right there for spark, you know, so not very good. So we're going to put some new spark plug cables, plug wires on it. We're going to get some new plugs, spark plugs for it. So I took the gas tank, I drained it, all ready to go to put clean fuel in it with the right mixture of fuel with oil, which is 16 to 1, 2-stroke oil. All right, well, let's see if this works. Hey, it worked. I wedged it in, wedged it up against this piece here, and that worked. I was thinking about using a screwdriver up here, but I didn't want to break these those things off. That would have been bad. So it didn't take much to get it off. Well, I've never seen anything like that before. Something that's interesting about this is when you break this bolt loose, I thought this bolt would come out, right? Like my Mercury Mark 10. It doesn't. Once you break this loose, right, and it's free, this nut, and then it started tightening again as I was turning it, what it's doing is actually pulling the flywheel off for you. Yeah, it's a pretty cool design. So you don't really need a puller to get this off. All you got to do is just turn this nut and it pops it loose. And then when you put it back on, of course, you tighten it back down. There is a key here though. You got to get the flywheel so it's on the key. But yeah, and there's two keys on this. There's an upper key and a lower key. So the lower key is for that magnet, and the upper key is for the flywheel. All right, pretty interesting. I've never worked on anything like this one. I'm glad I got it now. Totally different than the Mercury Mark 10 legs. I'm not really sure how this actually works, but I know we're getting spark and the coils must be pretty good. These, I think these coils have been changed before. But anyway, there's the spark plug cable. So yeah, we got to get those off and get them replaced. Now it looks like they've been soldered in. So this will be interesting. We got to get the coil and the coil wire off of there. So we'll take this stuff off. I need to take this whole plate off of here. What's interesting about the flywheel, it's not magnetized, okay? The magnet on this particular unit, it goes here, and it has a key location on it. It says top, so you put it on the top, okay? It's getting its magnetic pulse from this. From the magnet that's on the inside, not on the flywheel, which is on the outside. So when you reset these coils, the magnetic part of that wheel is going by the inside here, not on the outside. So that's what's different about these. So it's pretty easy to set. So with these loose, it's no big deal. You don't have to have another tool to locate it. So what I did is I figured out how to get this off. There's a screw here that you loosen this up, okay? And it wasn't really tight. It was snug enough that you could still turn this thing back and forth. You don't want this too tight, but it is part of putting this on. So you had to get this off to get this off. and this, once I got these magnetos, these coils pushed out of the way, I was able to get a screwdriver, a large screwdriver under here, and pry up a little bit on each side, and it popped up. So it came off that way. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we got to get these coils off of here, because we're going to take the spark plug wires off the coil. We're going to pull these cables out this way, and that's another reason you need to get this this magneto plate off, because this screw here you can't get to. It's pretty hard to get to. Let me turn this down a little bit. So now I can get to it. Another thing about these is when you put these on here, you want to get the screws back in there. Okay, there's one over here with a plate. Yeah, this is a single that goes over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back on with the screw. So we have all this stuff together. So we're not hunting around for it. It's just ready there, ready to go on. So we got it swung out of the way. We're going to do the same thing with this one over here. We're just going to put all the hardware back on, so it's there. Okay, and that way we're not looking around for it. This is actually also, this one here, the oiler. Okay, this keeps oil on the keeps oil here on this. Okay, I was wondering where the points were at on this. I don't know if you could see it or not. I'll have to point to it with the and they are tiny. They are tiny, tiny, tiny. So I don't know if this is a good pointer or not, but right in between here is the points. God, they're so small. So this pin is pushing these. Yeah, that's it. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get the condenser out of the way. This pin is pushing these points back and forth. See that? I don't know if you can see that. So this is riding on this right over here, and that is a cam. Or no, up here. This is the cam. This is the cam area. It has a high spot and a low spot. Not this. Up here. That's the cam part of this. And these pins are riding against there. And that's what's pushing these points back and forth. Man, those points are small. They are tiny compared to the conventional. Open these up a little bit. Just stick a little bit of sandpaper in there. But we'll do that pretty quick. We'll clean up the points, but right now what we're trying to do is get these guys off of here. And we're trying to put all these parts back where they need to be. We got to get this off to get this cable out of here. Maybe just by taking this one screw out we'll be able to do it. So let's do that. Okay, we're going to get this spark plug cable out of here, but this lever, I might have to take it all the way off to get that spark plug out of there. Spark plug cable, yeah, we're going to have to take it all the way off. And another thing is, I have to get the cable, spark plug cable. I went by O'Reilly's to see if I can get some by the foot, and they said, no, we don't have that. They sell you pre-made spark plug cables, so that ain't gonna work. Put the hardware back in so you don't lose it. Now we can get this off and pull this through. Huh. There we go. Well, there's one. We're going to measure these cables to see how long they are. This one here, you keep the this label on there, which says top, I believe. Top or something that tells you it goes on the top. I think it says up on it, which is still top plug. So we got to take this one off. So it has 3 of these tie downs for the spark plug cables. Then we'll put this back in so we don't lose it. This one this one's really bad. Look at that. Really bad. It actually has some outside coating on it too. There we go. Now we can put the rest of this stuff on there. Okay, getting all this hardware put back in. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is try to get this off of there. Okay, so I cut this off and I pulled the sleeve off. So now we have this guy got it loose here. So we could put the new spark plug wire up here and solder it so it's on. I figured how to get the end off on the spark plug wire that goes into the coil. And what I did is I just heated up the soldering iron element until this thing melted, and it just pulled right off. I just had a pair of needle nose on the wire, and once it heated up and melted, it just pulled right off just like that. I guess that'll be it for this one until I get the spark plug wires. And then we'll put the coils back on, we'll set the gaps, put the magneto, get all that back together. Might as well, while I got this off, get all this cleaned up good. If you like the video, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell, and if you like, give me a like. Until next time, see ya.